Owning the Atleta Founders nodes gives you exclusive first movers advantage to minting the initial supply of the ATLA coins. And for tiers 2 and above, your nodes earn validation rewards from the blockchain transaction. So not only do you get the minted ATLA coin, right out of the gate, you start to earn that. But for the next years and years to come, you get to earn on every single transaction that's happening on the Atleta blockchain. It's such a powerful opportunity exclusive to our community in this founders phase. And today we are making our biggest founders pack announcement ever. And we're going to share more details with you on that as we move along. Just look at some of the things. And guys, we would have to do a whole slideshow if we were going to list everything that the blockchain sports team has achieved so far. But over 500 footballers in 3 different academies in Brazil, active transfers into the European clubs. The NFT marketplace is ready for launch. The computer vision technology has been developed and executed, ready to go to market. Endorsements by top football legends from all around the world. The Brazil government is backing and supporting this project. The project has scaled into Europe, the Middle East, and Japan. The XR bodysuit gloves and trackers have been developed. The reality show filming has begun. We have partnerships with top Web3 influencers and institutional investors, and that list can really just go on and on. What this team has achieved in really such a short amount of time is unprecedented. And now we're in a moment where we get to take this project all the way to the launch pad, the starting line that happens in September. And so right now, the push of this project, the acceleration of the founders nodes packages that we're going to talk about today, we have an opportunity to just do something special for this project by reaching our goal of Project 90 million. The Atleta blockchain is the foundation of all of these real world projects, the data, the technology integration, the blockchain, the NFT marketplace. This Atleta blockchain is going to be among the top 10 layer 1 blockchains in the world. This blockchain was developed in-house. I remember when we started this project, I remember talking to a friend of mine who's been in the blockchain space forever, and he didn't believe it was possible. In fact, he told me, he said, listen, we invested $8 million, 2 years of our lives to trying to build a layer 1 blockchain. And he said, we failed. We failed to do it. And so he was did not believe. This is someone who really knows the space. And he just was shocked to believe that we even had the vision of a layer 1 blockchain. And so in May, when the testnet successfully went live, guys, we shocked the world. Once again, we did something that has never been done before. We're a part of a project that's making history. It's the first blockchain in the world that's positioned in the world of sports. One of the biggest marketplaces in the world is the sports arena. And we are the first blockchain positioned in the heart of the sports industry. And when we launch in September, guys, this launch is being backed by top Web3 influencers, top Web3 project leaders and projects. Right now, we're going to turn this call over to Andre, who is leading the blockchain development for Atleta. And we just love this guy. He's one of the smartest. His heart, his passion for this project and for the decentralized world is just incredible. So, Andre, we really appreciate you being on with us today. And I'm going to turn the call over to you to tell us what's happening right now with the testnet. And before I do that, let me just say this, guys. The testnet performance is really the prime indicator for what a project is going to do. When institutions look at backing a project, when communities look at backing a project, one of the major indicators they look at is what is this project doing in its test net phase? What's the performance on the blockchain? What's the social engagement from the development community? What's how many transactions are taking place? How many smart contracts are being executed on the test net? Because the test net gives you a snapshot, the pre-early momentum of what is going to come on the main net. And I can just tell you that these test net numbers are phenomenal. They're bigger than anyone anticipated, and it's exciting. So Andre, this is exciting information. This is really one of the biggest indicators of what is going to come after the launch in September, and we'll turn it over to you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to follow up something like that. I mean, yeah, this thing is going interstellar. We're literally it's just number one. Jeremy, that was so effective. I'm in love with this right now, and I appreciate it. I'm always happy to be with you guys. So to run through this real quick, the transactions on testnet, it's like this says 4.133 million. We are about 4.1. It's already a little bit ahead of that in any case. So we just accelerated past what we need to get to 10 million transactions. So 10 million transactions is in the bag already. Our rate of growth is a little bit faster. So as of current metrics, I'm anticipating even more than 10 million transactions. So that's absolutely on par. And we'll put the transaction count into context whenever we look at other layer ones that did their test nets. So total wallets 233,000, active wallets 38,000. I believe active wallets are gauged based on the repetitiveness of their interactions with the network. And the actual ratio between the total wallets and the active wallets is very, very healthy. Typically, anything over 50 or like, I mean, even 50, but 100 and above is considered a very unhealthy environment because that means too many accounts are abandoned. So the current ratio of total wallets to active wallets is A plus prime for Atleta. Now the smart contracts deployed 1,390, a little bit more also, and the token contracts deployed over 500, 517. So, I mean, to me, that's what I mentioned before, guys. The more contracts that are built on Atleta, the more likely, especially in testnet, the more likely it is that this will translate to real infrastructural products whenever we go to mainnet. So, the amount of token contracts is um, it's very positive for me. Again, the more token contracts I see, the more I am inclined to anticipate some external parties will be coming to Atleta to launch their own coins or bridge their coins over. So now the utilization, 1.4 to 1.86. I mean, we added this in here just because like, it's a little bit of a show. It's like a little bit of a flex because we did 4.13 million transactions, and our network's utilization is less than 2%. So this means, in theory, we can handle 10 times as much activity as we did and should not have any disruptions in activity. In theory, yes, we still have to see this, but so far we're showing very, very strong actual fundamental health. Total partners, there's over 100. So we've announced 42. There's actually more than 60 in the pipeline. We need to be able to release everybody one by one. We don't want to just throw everybody out in one day. So it just takes time to release all of our partnerships. And there's, of course, more and more that are going to be partnerships that are going to be made along the way. And certain partnerships are multifaceted. So it would be something strategic where we would have a technical integration, and then we would be co-hosting communities together. And then perhaps maybe launching some kind of hackathon. So it's very partners are flourishing. And total media appearances over 250. This just is like a barometer of external interest that you guys can see it. 34 YouTube videos, or sorry, YouTube channels that are just promoting us on their own. Over 100 outlet releases. This is like MSN, what's it called, Cointelegraph and the such, and over 120 social account mentions. Specifically means that over 120 accounts are talking about Atleta more than 3 times per month, which is also a very good sign.
Yeah, that's incredible, Andre. I mean, because this is pre-launch, right? This is to have this type of traction during the test net. That's massive. And on the next couple of slides, guys, Andre is going to show some comparisons to some other blockchains that we're all familiar with, if you're in the blockchain world. And our numbers are just staggering. I mean, I think, Andre, I'm looking at this and sure that the transactions are exciting and the wallets are exciting, but man, I'll tell you that to have over 1,300, almost 1,400 independent contracts deployed, that's big. I mean, that's a big deal. That means that other projects and other developers are building on this platform. And I think what you alluded to is that that's a great potential indicator that because all of these projects have communities, these projects have engagement, these projects are going to take their different ideas to the marketplace. And for that to be positioned on the Atleta blockchain, that's a really big deal, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, guys, take a look at these next slides because this is really we showed these before on our last call, but this is really one of the things that just got all of us and all of the leaders incredibly excited because it really shows some strong comparisons. So we're going to show you two slides here, but Andre, take it away, man. I mean, this is incredible when you look at what you guys have done in testnet compared to some of these other projects in their first couple of months of launch of testnet.
Well, I mean, Avalanche and Near are two of among the biggest names in the entire industry right now, especially Near. But in any case, Avalanche and whenever Avalanche launched in 2020, it released a testnet. It had 1,200 transactions in its first month. I, I don't. And that's I don't even know how to compare the two. Honestly, 1,200 to over 4 million. I don't even think they literally make it to 1% of the transactions that we had. But in spite of this, their coin, AVAX, went from $3 to 128. So, I mean, if that's an indicator for anything, holy impressive. Near launched their testnet the year before, the year before, and their coin went from $1 to actually, I believe the coin was actually under $1 at some points and went to $19 with 508,000 transactions. So, okay, these guys are a little closer to us. We're at 4.8. They're 8 times behind us. So this is at least decent. Maybe some other ones we can. Yeah, thank you. But I mean Binance. I'm pretty sure everybody knows Binance. Whenever they launched 201,000 transactions, I everybody who's in most people who are in crypto has seen the mind-melting gains going from a $5 coin. And actually, guys, I'm just gonna point something out that Binance's coin actually started at 10 cents, the original BNB, but that's besides the fact. 10 cents, guys. And it went to $682.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah,
No,
that's
yeah,
insane.
honestly, the numbers are mind bending. It's I
Yeah,
guess a
and
really
of
good
course we
tool.
gotta we gotta put a little asterisk there to that. Binance it was a unique scenario, right, guys? Because their coin became a utility coin for the Binance exchange, right? So they had a little bit of advantage, right, Andre, in that they had a massive community of exchange users that also a lot of exposure in the market. But I mean, my gosh, 100, and I didn't. I mean, they're one of the best. I mean, really, so many projects started to build on the Binance Smart Chain, and I'm shocked to see that they had 200,000 transactions in their first month of a test net because they did have such a pre-buzz in their project, right? I mean, there was a real buzz around the Binance Smart Chain. And so that surprises me. I think that's the best comparison that here's Binance with this massive community and massive exposure in the blockchain world, and yet they only were able to generate 200,000 transactions on their test net in the first 30 days. So that's to me, that's an incredible, maybe it's not a realistic comparison on the 136x return. They had some advantages there for sure compared to many other coins. But boy, they also had some advantages when it comes to their first month of transactions, and they only came in at 200,000. So I think that's a great example of how powerful the community behind the blockchain sports project is.
Agreed. Agreed. And we're building on the shoulders of giants. So we have advancements ahead of Binance. Whenever Binance was launching, they didn't have the same infrastructural capacity or ease of access through MetaMask that we now do. So we actually have a quicker growth curve than they should have.
It's
Now,
amazing.
Ton blockchain is one of the up and coming darlings. They also actually launched their testnet a long time ago. They took them years to go from testnet to mainnet. With 30,000 transactions, the coin's already up 16x from 50 cents to $8. So considering it's also like a younger blockchain, newer generation is now mainnet. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with this one. And for Polkadot, which is, I mean, our architectural competitor. We're using some of their technologies some of the technologies they designed. So it's going to be a pleasure competing with them. I was going to say totally just what's it called? Hop, skip, and a step away from sending them down the coin market list, but 230,000 transactions, 17x from $3 to $53. We're at over 4.1 million. So the only competitor here is eight times less transactions than us. So Godspeed, gentlemen.